Hey everybody, welcome to Jen Lowry Writes. All right, today I am setting up a document where I am going to create a timeline and work on some behind the scenes series work for Ghoul School. And I know you're going, wait, I thought you were just writing a countdown to Christmas. Well, I was. And then I was like, no, I'm going to going back to Ghoul School, doing what I originally set out to do many, many moons ago, which was to create a series that children would have easy entry points into with vocabulary, inspired by Mary Pope Osborne's work with Magic Treehouse. And creating Ghoul School has been one of the best experiences for me, creating just Eldritch Falls and that whole town. I want to continue that work. So in order to do that, I need to focus on this for Nano. So I went in yet again. I have changed my Nano project, and that's fine. This is Preptober, people. And I have that creative freedom to be able to put the brakes on something that just doesn't feel like the way I need to go right now. Hey, I'm excited. I wrote 2 pages of a countdown to Christmas. Not to say that it won't come, but I want to work on this, and this is what I'm going with. So today I am creating images and going through and fixing up Ghoul School, the series. My goal would be to write 10 books. So I'm going over to my Google Drive and creating a folder for Ghoul School. I did not need to put it there. And I am looking for the images. So I was given tons of images. Now I wrote on a sheet of paper one day ideas about the series, and I should have never put them on that sheet of paper. I did not know about Jamboard back then. But you learn when you learn it, and then you keep moving forward, right? So I'm creating my Jamboard Ghoul School series. And I'm going to start organizing the images and organizing the titles for the series. I've got Ghoul School, The Case of the Missing Coffin. That's the first one. And so now they're going to have the Harvest Dance. So did I put Ghoul School back on my shelf? No, it's right here. So I have the whole covers like these, the backgrounds. I'm going to go and pull all of those. And the Harvest Moon Dance Disaster is part 2. So I'm definitely needing to go ahead and get the Harvest Moon Dance Disaster going. So I'm going to work on that cover today. That's going to be my main goal. And then go through and look at my images, which might be on a separate place. I just got to find where I put them. Because this has been since, January. I was working on this stuff in January and then got derailed from this goal. So now I'm getting myself back. So let me go to the deposit photo gifts. The gifting of free deposit photos. And I just want to say how amazing that was that I was gifted these photos. And I've got to pick the one that I want. Because I use deposit photos for my covers. I'm thinking I want this one. And I'm going to go in and pull up my Canva document that has my cover on it. Because I want, with the series, I want to keep the same font. And I've made tons of covers. Because you guys, you know that's what I do. Like I'll make like 50 of one cover. I think I want to use this one with the moon. I also have created kind of this one. I don't know. I mean, it matches, but I am thinking, so my instinct wants to go with the one that matches because of the series work. So I'm going to add, I'm going to go find it. I'm going to add a new page. Because, of course, I did have like 50 copies. But, gosh, I love that moon, man. Love that moon. I definitely don't like the kids' version one. Just love the moon. Okay. So this is it. And let me add this new image in. And I'm going to play around with this cover today. And I need to get it to move. Don't tell me I'm going to have to do like copy paste. Blah, blah. Copy. Paste. Control V. And it's not going to go over. It's going to be ornery today. And so I'm going to save it. Save the image. And now I'm going to upload it. Won't copy paste right now. You want to not work. And there we go. And now I have to center everything. And it is, hey honey. Yeah, hold on. All right, guys, I'm back. Okay. So now I need to go to my email. Okay, I'm downloading the photos. I might have to have Eli help me with this part. Hopefully I can get it to work. And who knows, I could go look back on deposit photos and they might actually have some new ones with that same kind of, those same illustrations. I titled them, and all I have to do is go back and I might see if they've had any updates on them. There they go. And so deposit photos are getting ready to get popped into my Canva. Thanks for that wonderful gift. Love the support that I get. Teacher salary, guys. I guess people feel like we can help her out. Okay, so I can't upload a zip. I can see if I can do each one. And it's in pictures. I'm going to put it up on my desktop. Oh yeah, it's going on there. Let's see if I can do it this way. I'm sure there's I say it all the time. I'm sure there's easier ways to do this thing. I'm gonna put them all, copy, paste. And now there they go. Now let's see if I can pull them now into Canvas. I mean Canva. Y'all, I use Canvas for work. I need to quit saying that. So it's on my desktop. Yep. And this is the clear image. Yep. There we go, guys. Because, okay. Ooh, it looks so good. And I've got to look. Oh, wow. I'm excited to show y'all this one. Now, I had a black cat named Zoe. And one of my characters in Ghoul School is named Zoe already. So, but I'm going to put the black cat on the cover to honor my girl Zoe. And then I'm going to put number 2 in the circle. Because this is going to be book 2. There it is. And I'm thinking I'm going to go with white. For the creepy. It doesn't really show up though. I'm just going to change the color. And not have this one red. I'm going to change it to that moon color. Oh, yes! Oh, so pretty. I love it. Yep. And then I'm going to change this to the eye color. To the eyes of the cat. And now that I can do glow effects because it is the moon. Like the boys didn't necessarily like the glow effect, but I did. Because it matches my moon. Okay. There is my new cover. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. This is going to be share screen time. So I would love your opinion about the glow words, the Ghoul School glow, because this is the flat and it doesn't have the glow, but this one is like the moon. I actually like that. I do think that yellow is too bright down there. I might make it a little duller. But there it is, Harvest Moon. And you guys have to let me know what you think of the glow. I would love your opinion. Okay. I'm going to I'm on live. I'll let my friend Ann know. And I'll let my friend Tish know. I'm on live. And just built my book cover. Okay. And then, like, when I think of Mary Pope Osborne's work and how similar just the covers and style. And ooh, yes. That's why with the deposit photos, I love that whole series. I'm going to go back in to deposit photos and just see, because I saved the links. Y'all, I'm telling you, I don't ever want to lose these. So I saved links and named them in Canvas. You can have notes. Oh, yeah. They got, oh, so let's see. They had the whole series again, but they have more. But I still like that one because of the black cat and the moon. And then maybe, yeah. There we go. I'm good. I'm good to go. Like similar images, and then I like same author because I want it to be that same style. Like they make a clear one that I can even purchase in the future once I use all of the ones that I was gifted. These are gorgeous. I love this author's work. So this is definitely my I just like this one as the backdrop. So super cool, guys. And now that cover is done. And so, of course, I have my magic tree house. Mine looks nothing as cool as that. However, I make sure that it's matching the one that's in my hand. Because I want it to kind of match the whole Ghoul School vibe. So kids will say, oh, that's part of the series, the same as like Magic Tree House. And the Harvest Moon Dance Disaster is born. Now I'm going to do one with the glow letters, and then I'm going to just hit copy. Then I'm going to take the glow effect off and do some of the different shadows. Ooh, I like the shadow. See, okay, I've just convinced myself shadow is probably the way to go with the effects. Yep. Shadow it is. Let me do shadow. Not glow. Let me try lift just to see if that'll make that tagline stand out. I could do that one in shadow and then this one in neon. Let me see what this one looks like. Yeah, I think I like the boys. I like the not the glow anymore. Okay, I found it. I have found it. Okay, so here we go. It looks way better because before they had these effects, I was trying to make the layered effect, but now they have it as an option just with a click of a button. So, yay. Okay, here's the final. Here's the final without the glow. So I'm going to share this with you guys because I already showed the glow. So now you can see the different effect. So now it's here, the effect, it's shadow, not glow. And so there is Ghoul School, the Harvest Moon Dance Disaster. Okay. So I love to start with the images. They just motivate me. And once I see my book cover, there's something that happens. And it's like, it's on now. Right? It's almost like it welcomes me into that writing space where then I'm able to say, okay, I could get this done. And now I'm going and just looking up images because images just inspire me. I'm looking up vector graphics. And I'm on Pixabay just going and checking out what they have. And so with the full moon there, we know what's about to happen. If you read Ghoul School and Sarah Howe, so I am looking up now werewolves. See, this is just a cool image. I'm going to download this one just to keep, because when I'm making promotional materials, I can always come back to my Canva images. So I need to go back into Canva and not put it on my book cover images, but my Ghoul School images that I have started a brand new file. And just go ahead and add that in. And it is a wolf howling at the moon. So, and that is something that I can then use for like a paint night, as a sample, as just the promotional pieces. So while I am searching and just getting inspiration, I'm also thinking of other ways that I could use this work. And I'm seeing if there's anything that might look like Sarah Howe. So that way I can introduce my character to the world. And it goes in my teacher's guide. So there again, knowing that I'm going to make a teacher's guide for each one of my Ghoul School books, having this already set up, I think it's not, a waste of my time because I'm already building these images. Okay, now I'm going into illustrations. Man, these things are wicked. You go look up wolves. I mean, people are just so super talented. So super talented. And now I have to select a bunch of buses. I always like, am I going to get this wrong? Oh, must have it, because now I've got tractors. Like, take me back, people. Country roads. Hey, Tish, I am having fun looking up images. And I just created Ghoul School, so you're going to have to check it out later. This is the Harvest Moon Dance Disaster. This is book 2. And I am now playing around with the images and doing some layering work on Canva. And just having fun. So pretty much having fun with the effects. I went back and forth with some different title effects, but got away from glow. Like, it would be so cool if I could put this in there, but I don't have that cut tool. I like it like this anyway. That looks like fire. When I spread it out. Yep. Like, I could get away from that original cover, but then it just wouldn't match the first one. And then I'd have to be like, oh, now I got to go change the other covers to match this one. Let me flip it. And so I'm pretty much going to keep what I have, that whole style. Yeah, now I'm just playing around with some like promotional images that I could use. And after I do this last one, I'm going to get started. And so that is a really cool cover, but this is it. I've got it. Okay. And so once I get my cover done, now I'm ready to open up a Google Doc. And I already have my Ghoul School template. And the way that my Ghoul School template is set up, I have like all the chapter headings and everything. And the images all placed in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pull up my document. Once I get that template, I'll be good to go. And it's easy then. I'll just have to change the headers. But I also have the document in Google Docs because my Aunt Dot's got to get it before anybody else. And that's what I will be sharing with Sally, my editor. So I am going to go ahead and find my Ghoul School. And I'm going to let you guys know what my word count was because I just pulled it up. For Ghoul School, the case of the missing coffin, it was 7,500 words. And when I did research for creating the series and how does, Magic Treehouse range, you will get between 5 and 12,000 words. So that's the typical word count for the Magic Treehouse. So I really love how you can go online. If people are like, well, how do you know? Well, you can go look. Dinosaurs Before Dark, which I have read with my kids and at school, it is 5,900 words. So I am definitely like within that range. And as long as I get a 5,000 word count for my first draft, that's what I'm going for. So if you guys think about Nano for me, I could actually get like 10 books in the series done. And it's a dream of mine to do this. So I'm saying go after dreams with Nano. All right. So we've got Tish at the store. She was driving. And then we got Anne. She's editing. Okay. So I'm setting everything up. So now I'm going to make a new document. The Harvest Moon Dance Disaster is, so if you think about the case of the missing coffin, the Harvest Moon Dance Disaster, I wanted them all to kind of have that same kind of sound to the title, subtitles. And it all is going to say Ghoul School, just like the Magic Tree House, and then it says Dinosaurs Before Dark. So yes, I did kind of model it after that series work. I love Mary Pope Osborne. If you guys know her, let her know to reach out to me, because I absolutely love how instrumental she was in the reading development of my child. And I just want to have her on podcast. So I might just actually reach out to her myself. You know what? I just can say yes, no, or maybe. There is really no other way to go. Oh, yes, Anne. I just looked. You and Tish, it's beautiful. So, guys, Anne has been working on her website. I'm going to go ahead and drop Anne's link in the chat. So you guys can see what Anne is working on while I am working on my document and my Jamboard of ideas. I'm going to go ahead and save my cover because the cover is done. You see how I'm not going to procrastinate. I love it. Page 11. And I love that teal color. The teal color of that moon, I absolutely love it because that's also my wedding colors. So I love purple is my favorite color, and then teal. So it has another one of my favorite colors on it, and it has my black cat on it for my cat Zoe. Okay, I am going to go into the WWJ's website, our Facebook group, which is our private Patreon group, and I'm going to be like, hey guys, check it out. And I will share it with them. Here's my latest cover. What do y'all think? And then I will show, this will be book 2 of the series of Ghoul School. And I love to get my friends to let me know what they think. But I need to give them the first cover so they can see how they look side by side. And which is really cool for me because then I get to look at the covers and kind of get to see how they look side by side right on the screen. Okay, looking good. I like it. All right. I got my clean document up. And I want to start with each book exactly the same. And the first book, Vlad Volconi, who is my vampire, he is my protagonist. He is going to start off with a journal. And the journal is his private thoughts, which he thought they were, but then his dad, of course, says, no, journals are not for privacy. I'm reading everything you write. So he just says, whatever. I'm sharing it out with the world. And so I'm going to go ahead and know that each book is going to start with a journal entry, and he calls it Dear Me, which is also the way that I have Noah's journals built in My Boyfriend's Back, which is another book. Okay. So Dear Me, if you're reading this journal entry, that means if you're reading this journal entry, that means you just survived the attack of the Ghoul Snatcher, which was really just Rod. There's a lot that happened up to that point, so you can always go back and check it out. I must say, I'm a little nervous. I'm about to ask Sarah how. I must say I'm a little nervous. I'm about to ask Sarah how out. When I say out, I don't mean let's go out and chase our Wendigo friend Winnie around the bat ball bases at Eldritch Park for Greenie to call her out as we tag her sliding into home base. So I'm showing how you can use the word out in like multiple ways. I mean, I'm about to ask her out to the Harvest Moon dance. My palms are sweaty. Spaghetti. My palms are sweaty just writing about it. And so he has to come up with like a corny, cheesy line. And my kids actually came up with this line. My boys did. I'm going to read you this pickup line one of my kids came up with. I don't have my license yet, but you drive me wild. So corny. But they laughed about it and thought it was so dumb. It's like, yes, I must use this. My palms are sweaty just writing about it. This kind of thing takes tremendous courage. I faced the ghoul snatcher. That was easy compared to this. And I'm going to make it a capital B, capital A, S, capital Y, italics. That was easy compared to this. And then I know that I want to introduce in this a new vocabulary word. Like in the old journal, I introduced precocious. And I used precocious all throughout the story. I love that. It allows students to have that vocabulary in. So I know. I'm going to go ahead and set up a problem in the journal. So that will set it all the way up. Hey, Tish. Tish is back from running errands. Oh, Tish, I am writing chapter 1 live. And I wanted to share my screen so you could see it. And I got some promotionals. Ghoul School, the Harvest Moon Dance Disaster. I would love for you to tell me what you think of that. I did want to pull out those colors of that moon, but if it's too much, I know you'll tell me. Yay, you do? Okay. And so my cat of 16 years was a black cat named Zoe. One of my characters, the mummy in my book, the zombie, she's actually Zoe the zombie with her mummy wraps. So I've got kind of like my black cat on the cover. And so Greenie is Jack Greenwand, and he is my wizard, and he's going to try to figure out something in the book. I already know. And it's just based on this image. Just this cover. So, okay, good. All right, that's it. Tish has called it, guys. It's good to go. And then it matches. It's the same framework as Ghoul School. All right. So I'm in my Google Doc now, Tish. I am typing away. Y'all, this is my junk right here. I've had so much fun. This is my joy. Do things that bring you joy. There's also one problem I've been trying to avoid thinking about it, but it's not going away. I guess that means I need to do what Dad always says. Because he knows his dad is reading his journal, so he's kind of like giving his dad props right now. Because if you read book 1, you'll see that part in here where the dad is like, oh, I bet, did you use that pickup line? He's like, wait, what? You read it? I'm going to put, hey, Dad. If you're reading this, so go ahead and say, I told you so. And then kids will be like, my parent has told me. I told you so. Maybe a kid will relate. And I'm going to put that in parentheses. I try not to use that on my kids, but every now and then I'll make a joke about it and say, ha ha, here's my N, I can say it. Okay. I know you're reading this, so go ahead and say, I told you so. I guess that means I need to do what Dad always says. Face life's challenges head on without fear. It's meant to be will always happen in the end. That sounds like some strong parental advice. What's meant to be will be. So there is life's lesson from Dad. And then every time you hear advice, you can say, that's easier said than done. My secret fear is that Sarah Howe will not like me for me. Glad will call me. She'll only like me because of my charismatic, and that's another word from the other book to describe the vampires. For me, Vlad will call me. She'll only like me because of my charismatic nature and vampire powers of persuasion. So if I ask her, she may say yes, not because she really wants to go to the dance with me, but because I manipulate her. And so there's the word for this book, manipulate. Because you could use the word manipulate in different ways, and that's going to be the one I'm going to use. And it'll show up throughout the story. Because to go to the dance with me, but because I manipulate her with my stare and fang smile. Okay. Because in the other book, kind of like a spoiler alert, but his powers of persuasion, he hasn't grown into them yet. He thinks at the beginning. But if anybody asks me about Ghoul School, and it's going to come out in book 2, but it's actually how he manipulated the Ghoul Snatcher into crushing the controller in his hand. So the Ghoul Snatcher wouldn't have just destroyed his grandfather's greatest work just like that, would he? No. And so now, I guess I have 2 options. I ask her out, or I don't. That last one would be a bummer. I really do like her. And not only is he worried about will Sarah like him for him, he also can't dance. P.S. I better start watching. Some E-time videos and learn some wicked dance moves before next week. But even if I do ask her and she says yes, I still can't dance. What's the point? This is going to be a disaster by me. And there we go. There is my first chapter. And the word count is 330 words. Now I'm going to go back to Ghoul School in the case of the missing coffin. And the first chapter was 578 for that one. But you got to realize that was after going through a tremendous amount of edits. So I can always go back in and I can edit that diary entry. But I feel really good that I have that on the paper. And so that's the thing about the first draft. I'm talking to you guys like, get that story down. I know it has to start with a journal, every single book. And if you look, that pattern is found in a lot of series work. I could go pull up multiple. I got tons of Magic Treehouse. But at every single one of them, like, well, for example, the prologue for this one, this is book number 43. But if somebody picks this book up, the prologue kind of gives a summary of the Magic Treehouse, the Magical Library, the Magical Librarian. And then every single chapter that starts off in a Magic Treehouse, they say, okay, what do they got to do? And it's kind of the same words. Let me go. I'm going to prove my point. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still, absolutely still. If you guys have read Magic Treehouse, y'all know. So I feel like with mine, if I start mine off with that journal entry every single time, it can catch you up. And so, Tish, I don't know if you heard the beginning of it, but I just wrote, I referenced the Ghoul Snatcher because this is book 2 right after that. So if you're reading this journal entry, that means you just survived the attack of the Ghoul Snatcher, which was really just Rod. There's a lot that happened up to that point, so you can always go back and check it out. And so, yes, you survived the attack. You made it a book 2, so you know they got it. You'll say, well, who's Rod? That gives you that end, that hook, and then you can go back and say, well, you got to figure out who the Ghoul Snatcher is. You don't even know, so that's how I kind of started this one off. And I will do that for each subsequent book. So it'll just be a new problem. And the problem is already set it up, the stage. So I'm good. Now I'm ready for chapter 2. Well, chapter 1, because let me see how I labeled that. I can't even remember. I got the book right here. Yeah, that was chapter 1. Yeah, titled. And it's probably going to be the song lyrics, I can't dance, I can't sing. Okay. I'll probably just do chapter 1. I Can't Dance will be the name of that one. And I like to number them and name them for my littles. For my YA, I didn't name chapters. I did for the Bridges series, but I didn't for Sweet Potato. It was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sounded like the count. Okay. Chapter 2. And each magic tree house, now there could be exceptions because there's a million and zillion of these. I mean, I honestly don't know how many she writes, but each one, so here is the example. Here is one. I used to think they only had 10 chapters in them. This one actually has 11 chapters. But a lot of them, they have like 10 chapters. And so with Ghoul School, of course, you guys know I want to keep that same kind of structure. So I only have to do up to 7 chapters, and I am going to be completely satisfied to be known as a 7-chapter series book. And I want to keep them all the same. 7 is my lucky number. I'm going to keep it a 7. So what I need to do is in my Jamboard, go ahead and get my 3-act structure image that I like to use. I love this image. It's my favorite. And I can drop in the website that I love. So here's you a good resource. And that's where I get the image from. Now I'm going to go into my Jamboard. I'm going to upload the image. And because it is really a 2nd grade reading level, high interest, lower vocabulary, except some of the challenge words, like I wrote in manipulation is a challenge word. I'm going to, it's going to have a teacher guide with it, with those words. So there's 13 plot points on this 3-act structure image. All I need is 7 sticky notes. So chapter 1 is the diary. That's the beginning. Then I'm going to do chapter 2. That's where he talks to his best friend because he's got to go to Jack Greenwand. Now, my son's best friends are named Jack and Tucker. So Tucker's name is in another book. Jack's name is in this series. So they both have series books, but Tucker's name was in the book before Sam even met Tucker. Or was he? He could have been like, they've been friends for a really long time. So I might have just said, oh, that's a cool name. Let me use Tucker. But Tucker and Jack are Sam's best friends. And so Jack is Jack Greenwand, and he is Green Wizard. And they're like, but that's not Jack's favorite color. And I'm like, oh, well, I've already written him as Jack Greenwand, and it's published, and we're not changing. So he's green for the book. So I'm going to make a green sticky note. So he's going to be talking to Jack, whose nickname is Greenie. Then he's going to have some second thoughts. So then he comes face to face with Sarah Howe. And he stutters, and he just forgets his cool lines. So he never can remember his cool pickup lines. So I will have to edit and add in the kids' corny little pickup lines that they're going to give me for this. And then what is the climax of Act 1? Wait. Something major happens, and I'm not going to give it away, but I'm turning it orange because that's got to be a high-intensity climax because that's the big one. I already know what it is. And that's the obstacle that Greenie or Jack and Vlad need to come up with a plan to battle the obstacle. I already know what it is. I already knew. And it was just that simple image search right beforehand. Me looking at the images and then just me going on Pixabay and typing in werewolf, full moons. I'm just kind of getting wolf pictures. And then it was like, okay, I know exactly what the problem is. Okay, so there's going to be that one obstacle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here is the big twist. So they think they're helping, but it comes out to really be a disaster. And then my last chapter, come on, it's turned cool blue. And it's solved. The night of the harvest dance. And then that chapter is done. There's my 3-act structure. So I already know every single thing that is going to happen in each chapter now. I don't know all of the ins and outs, but I know the major plot points. And I love doing this now. I would have never thought that I would have been a plotter a year ago. Like, ever. I would have, if you would have told me this, guys, I would have like, I don't believe you. That my future self would never be so organized as this. But I'm going to tell you just how much that helped me right there. It's going to make my writing just all click, and I will know that I'm following my structure. I know it. I got my big plot points. I don't know everything, but I got my headlights. So I'm excited just for those simple sticky notes. And I've already done my color codes and everything the way I like to do it. All right, Anne's being very productive. Tish, I love the website that you helped Anne create, just the header at the top. I really like that style a lot better than the one previously with the tree. I even like the font a lot better. It's just very pleasing to the eye. And I like the colors you chose. Looks good. Of course, Tish, you're amazing. Y'all, you see this LOL lady right here? This LOL Tish Bouvier. She's amazing. So, Anne, we got to give Tish some props. All right. So now it is getting time where I need to sign off. I've made my book cover. I have created new images that I found on Pixabay, and I went ahead and saved them into Canva and created my promotional images. I can use them, Tish, for my teacher's guides. I can also use them to put the book cover around it. So I was not wasting time finding those images because they will always help me even build just my Pinterest page for this book. So I've done all of that this morning. Then I have written chapter 1 and I outlined the whole book on Jamboard. And guess what? It's been an hour. And that's why going live and being right here with you guys actually benefits my life more than I could ever tell y'all, because I'm on point and I'm working and I'm very focused and I'm off social media and I'm not all into checking this and that or getting distractions because I'm in my writing space. This is my little timepiece, but it's time for Homeschool Saturday, and I get to go out with my boys today. We do have UFC fights tonight, so I don't know how much if I would get back on today because we always have family time around UFC fights. So yeah, Tish, it's the online. I'm telling you, it's like turning it on. Creativity Central. And but tomorrow, no UFC, no homeschool. I will have church tomorrow. We watch church online still. And so I will be sharing my church service out on Facebook. So if you guys want to go check out RFA, Raleigh First Assembly, they have church service online. We are going to be watching church in the morning, and then I'm going to be writing. I have a plan to go ahead and see if I can get a jump start on Nano and get this one going, because I wrote Ghoul School on a Saturday. That first draft, I left the WWJ boot camp, didn't have any plans for that day. I remember it so vividly. Came upstairs, just kind of perused the bookshelf and said, oh, I think I might just read a Magic Tree House today. I grabbed it. I went downstairs. I was like, oh, I think I'm going to write Ghoul School today and my own series. And I wrote that first draft on that one day. And I think the first draft was less than 7,000, of course, but I did keep going in and editing and getting beta readers and working that book until it went to its final form. Ashley had a final 4th grader stamp of approval on Google School. And as soon as I got my print copy, I sent it to her in the mail. So she got to get the hopefully first print copy of Ghoul School. So she was my little champion of that beginning of the series. And so here we are again, and I want to do the same thing. So my goal is to be able to knock out chapters like this and get the entire first draft done tomorrow. So we'll see. And if I can't, that's fine. I've got the whole month of Nano to be working on these chapters. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to have some fun with my boys. Okay, bye.